Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. I'm Flo. If you're new to my channel, I make graphic design and digital art related videos. And for today's video, we're going to be continuing with the Timeline Design Challenge series. Now, I was talking about this in my last video. That was the first video of the series. And today is the second video of this series, or the second challenge. And I'll just quickly go over the challenge if you haven't seen the last video. Essentially, the Timeline Design Challenge series, or wow, that sounds like a mouthful, but yeah, essentially this series is taking inspiration from whatever historical era, not only historical era, but even the past and the future. But for now, we're covering historical eras, and we're taking inspiration from those various eras, and we're going to be coming up with cool designs and even artwork. And now that can be whether in a poster form or a video or anything you can come up with, even a painting, whatever your heart desires. But if you want more of a framework from like a graphic designer's perspective, and maybe if you want to put this in your portfolio, you can kind of take this framework that I'll present to you. So essentially, you can see it in this way. Pretend that you have a fake client. That could be, let's say, like a museum. So if you're in the GTA or the Toronto area, that would be like the ROM, or maybe even the Science Center, if that makes sense. And pretend that they have, let's say, a new collection coming out, and it's related to whatever historical era that we're covering, and they want maybe, you know, a poster or a video. So you can pretend that they're your client and you're creating work for them. Whether it's a poster or a video, that's up to you. Alright, so yeah, today we're going to be covering the Bronze Age, and the last video we were covering the Stone Age, or that prehistoric era, but today we're going to be covering the Bronze Age, so I'm excited to get this started. Let's get to it! As I was researching the Bronze Age, the apparent thing showed up was that bronze was created at this time, or it was not exactly created, but it was discovered at this time. Many metals were coming to the surface around this time, over 3,000, 4,000 years ago. And this was a big thing at the time because with this metal, at that time, people were able to then start to create tools. And not only tools, but of course swords and different kinds of weapons for war and so forth. So yeah, bronze was a big thing at the time, like, you know, of course, right? Because that's why it was called the Bronze Age. So that was a big thing that I found, and so I definitely tried to incorporate that while I was even brainstorming as well in my sketches and throughout my ideas as well. So there is going to be some bronze something in my posters. Alright, let's get this started. Let me know if you like this style of recording. I thought of doing something a little bit different. Usually I'll either just show my process, or I'll show my process with a voiceover, but I thought, why not only just do a voiceover? Why don't I just do a video on the side? So, you know, I feel like I could maybe explain my process a little bit better live while I'm doing it. Alright, let's get this started. So I'm deciding whether I want to get into Photoshop or Illustrator. Also, by the way, I'm not going to be doing this kind of like live video throughout the whole video, because I feel like it's going to be quite long, and I don't know if you guys want to sit through a whole hour or too long of like a process video of my design work or artwork. So I'm just going to start from the beginning a little bit to get started, to explain certain aspects of what I'm doing, but for the most part, everything else will be kind of sped up, because I don't think you want to stand through or sit through a 1 hour process video. Unless you want to, let me know, comment below. Alright, so I'm deciding whether I want to get started with Illustrator or Photoshop. Of course, Illustrator is great, but Photoshop is really great with the mixer brushes, and I keep talking about mixer brushes probably in most of my videos because I love this tool. There's so much you can do. As you can see, like, this is some of the work that I did before, and for one of the challenges that I did last week, the first challenge, the beginning poster, if you haven't seen that video, you can go check that out. Maybe this is kind of a spoiler, but this poster is used by using the mixer brush, and there's so much that we can do. I think I'm gonna make another video about the mixer brush that's more in depth, because the original video I made about mixer brushes was more about the mixer brush using gradients, and specifically grading spheres, which is great, but there's so many other things you can do. You can pluck colors from images, other artwork that you've made, paintings, whatever you want, you name it, you can literally turn anything into a paintbrush. And you can even use cool textures to make a paintbrush. There's like an endless amount of things you can do. But I'm not going to blab on. Let's get this started. Alright, so let's create a new poster. So originally I made this kind of like a square poster, if that makes sense. I mean, you don't really see square posters much, but hey, why not? I guess essentially because this challenge idea was actually supposed to be an Instagram challenge idea, but I thought, why not make it a cool YouTube series, you know? And of course I'll post about it on my Instagram and stuff as well. Alright, so I think we'll make this a nice poster size. Let's make this 1500 by 2000. There we go. I think that's a good poster size. Create. Okay, so I'm kind of gonna look over some of the sketches that I had made. Yeah. Also, if I haven't mentioned this already, yeah, comment below if you like this kind of idea where I kind of go over a little bit of my process, and not the whole video is not sped up, so I feel like you can understand what my ideas are a little bit better, and understand the process of it as well, because you just see the final, for the most part, the final product. You don't see all the struggles of trying to figure out what to do and all of that stuff. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, so I'm gonna look at these ideas, and these look very fun and doodly, but I don't know if I really want to do that kind of look or not. I'll kind of see how it plays out, because sometimes we can come up with an idea and sketch it out, or have an image in our mind and it sounds great or looks great and all of that, but then actually putting it together, maybe it's harder than we thought, or it turns out to be looking a little bit different than we thought, or sometimes it turns out as we thought. So sometimes you never know. It depends on also your technical skills, and it depends on the types of things you need to incorporate, all different elements coming together to see whether your execution works or not as a design. But yeah, I'm not going to keep blabbing on. So I think I want to try the first idea. I really like this idea. And of course, this is not going to be a full out illustration. I might use some illustrative components, but I think I'll also incorporate, of course, like images, maybe PNGs of like some pyramids and stuff. Free PNGs, of course, you know. And then, yeah, and play around with type. This is a kind of crazy poster, so I'm going to try that one first. I think I'll try all the posters and see what turns out the best. And yeah. Let's grab the text. Or maybe I could draw this out. I also have my iPad, so I could draw some of this out. Maybe I should just grab my iPad and start doodling. Like drawing out the kind of, or like writing out the typography, because some of it looks very fun, kind of script. Yeah, I've never done this. I've never done like a live art or design video. I just feel like a lot of the times I'll stop in between, or I'll start doing other things, so I never really thought, oh, that maybe I should give this a try or not. But let's see how this turns out, because I find like doing things live, like you really understand my process better. Not only that, but like I feel like it also forces me to just like actually get through with the design and not mess around as much, if that makes sense. You know, and actually do the design and not just like play around and like, well, of course play around, but like, you know, not waste as much time, if that makes sense. Alright, so for this poster, I kind of like, I thought, you know, like, of kind of making it fun and playful, so the big thing about this era was metal, of course, the Bronze Age. That's why it was called the Bronze Age, because this was the time that they discovered so many kinds of metals, but especially bronze, and they started creating tools with bronze, creating especially weapons with bronze. So yeah, so the big emphasis is on metal and bronze. So I just thought of kind of doing a kind of fun play on words like metal as F, just because I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like that's what the era was about. So I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of funny. Let's see. Metal as F. All right. And I know I always like opt with Future. Future is one of my favorite typefaces, my favorite fonts, but I mean there's a lot of cool other ones. I also like to use what do you call it? Old English. That's one that I really got into. If you go on my Instagram as well, like you'll start to see that like I use Old English on my story covers and even in some of like my typography pieces and stuff. It's just like a fun typeface. And I feel like it's something that's kind of come back in style because like it's a very kind of old vintage font, as you can say. Like it was used a lot, I think, in I believe in like newspapers as well, like back in the day. So, anyways, I'm not gonna get into a whole history lesson about that, but I kind of like doing this live. I think it's kind of cool. I hope you guys like it as well. I mean, it might be a little bit more effort, but if you guys get inspired or, you know, understand the process better and actually enjoy it, then I'll definitely continue to incorporate this kind of thing in my design videos. Alright. Alright, and you know, you can actually create this poster as I make it because, like, you know, why not? Hopefully that maybe motivates you as well, like actually seeing me start it and not have it sped through. I kind of think that looks kind of cool. I wonder if I did it in white, it would have been nice actually. Alright, well I can't really change this color now. Let's see. Let's just sketch this out and see what happens with this or how it turns out to be. Oh, I actually want to search up some pyramids. So let's see, pyramids, pyramid, PNG, and of course, free pyramid PNGs. I am not snatching or stealing anything. Of course, this is not for commercial use, so you don't have to worry about that too much. This is just kind of for fun, as practice, you know. But yeah, of course, you should always opt for the free options. Let's see what we can find. I think I'll also make another resource video as well. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that somewhere, or let me know if you want to check that video and I can send you the link. But yeah, there's a lot of cool free PNG websites as well. So I might make another resource video with some more cool resource websites. Okay, these are more kind of illustrative. I wanted something that looked a little bit more real, not so illustrative. Kind of want to have that collage feel, if that makes sense. Okay, maybe not this one. I sometimes forget which are like the actual free sites, because there are some that say they're free, but then you have to pay, or there's always some kind of like, you know, catch or something like that. I think there's Kiss PNG, and that's like another free. That's an actual free one. And I don't have to sign up because, oh no, this is the one that we were just at. I think it was this one. Yeah. Oh yeah. PNG IMG. This is a good one. Ooh, let's get that one. It's a really warm color. Okay, let's download this. Where's the download button? I think I just click on it. Oh yeah, I just click on it and I think I save it. Alrighty. Okay, I guess we could just save this into my downloads for now. Let's see if we can find a couple of other ones. Oh, this one looks cool. And oh yeah, you gotta click on it and then right click to save. And save that one as well. Let's see if we can find a couple of other ones. Ooh, this one looks really cool. Comment below if you're like a fan of like ancient Egypt. It's such a cool cool history. There's like so many interesting, and there's so many interesting things, and there's so much mystery behind it, and there's like, you know, I don't know, it's just like, it's always kind of like, I always found it fascinating, you know, all the artifacts, the gold, the pharaohs, the story. There's this kind of like, I feel like majesticness or mystery behind it that I find so fascinating and stuff. I think a part of that was also as a kid, if you watch the movie The Mummy, like, you know, obviously, like, that's a little, obviously, fantasy and exaggerated and all, but I don't know, that's like one of the things that really got me or drew me into like ancient Egyptian culture and history, is those movies, those mummy movies, and of course, those are fun movies. Yeah, comment below if you were also a fan of that that movie as well as a kid. It was definitely one of my favorites for sure. Oh, this looks really cool. Let's take that one. Okay, I feel like I'm like spending so much time just saving pyramid images. I think that's good. Did I get this one? I'm literally forgetting now which one I took. That one's really tiny. I think that's good for now. We can always come back and grab some more images, test out different images. Some of them are quite small, so might look a little funny depending on how big we want to make the whole look of things. But yeah, well, also, I guess I hadn't mentioned it, but the reason why I'm also putting pyramids was because ancient Egypt really prospered around the Bronze Age. I think, what was it? And this was more than 3,000 years back, give or take. Yeah, so maybe 4,000. Okay, I'm slightly off, but I might be slightly off. But yeah, so the Bronze Age was the time that ancient Egypt and ancient Egypt empires really started to rise. So yeah, Egypt really started to come into play. They had a lot of prosperity, abundance, resources at this time. So they had a really big uprising around this time, which is really cool. So I definitely wanted to add that in, and I think ancient Egyptian history and culture is really cool. So I definitely wanted to add that element as well. And of course I'm going to be adding bronze, because come on, the Bronze Age. It doesn't make any sense if I don't add that. So let's see. I just got to type in bronze and see what we find. This is just kind of like random. Let's see. Okay, let's see what I find. Okay, I don't know if I want to add these elements exactly. Maybe even like a weaponry or tools and stuff, you know? Because that was a really big thing, like the tools, weapons that were made at that time. Oh, maybe even coins, right? If obviously metal was a big thing back then of course, like I don't know if the invention or the start of the creation of coins is it? Oh, this looks really cool. This is like, okay, this is 19th century, and this is, I'm just going off. Getting a little distracted. And let's see Bronze Age PNG. Let's see what comes up then. Yeah, so Bronze Age, like I said, a lot of emphasis on tools and weaponry. So Maybe even searching like bronze weapons or bronze tools would be a good thing to search up. Bronze weapons. Let's see what I find. Sorry, I don't know what accent that was. Let's see. Feeling, I think that was kind of an attempt on the Borat accent, but a complete fail. So, oh, this is kind of cool. Gray and black sword. I mean, this kind of looks bronzy. It looks more medievalish, to be honest. You know, more medieval than. I don't know if tools and shields were that intricate at that time. Perhaps they were. I just am not 100% sure. You know what? Maybe instead of actually looking for bronze tools, like, okay, I want to find one good bronze tool though. I feel like, why am I struggling to find a good? This is kind of cool, but I don't know if this is like a free. I don't even understand what is this. Can you, are these, is this actually, wait, what is this? What website is it? Okay, I don't know. I don't know about that website. Maybe a bronze sword? Is that a thing? A bronze sword? A bronze sword? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm having difficulty trying to find like a proper bronze sword. This kind of looks interesting. Guys, tell me it's free. I think it is this. PNG item. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we can use this. Let's download that. Give it a second or two and let's take a look at this baby. Yeah, that kind of looks cool. That's a cool looking weapon, sword thing. You know, looks kind of ancient. I think we can use this element. What else do I want to use? I think that's about it. I am thinking of actually again using mixer brushes to create this kind of bronze shade, bronze look, bronze gradient vibe. So, with that being said, I think I'm just gonna drag and drop this in there. Boom! That's it. No. That would, I'm kind of thinking that maybe this would have been cool in, I think black and white even. So I think I'm going to change this to white. I might have to rewrite that. And then let's just fill that in with black. Oh, that looks nice. Just like the letters pop and like the bronze looks really cool. Just like together. Because I feel like when it was in black, it was hard to read on top, so I think this kind of looks cool. I think it kind of makes it kind of humorous in my opinion. Like metal as F, and then you have this like ancient bronze sword. Okie dokie, and I think of course I'm gonna have to change this. We'll just turn this off for now, but let's make this into a white kind of, yeah, a white typography here. Yeah. I'm gonna see how this turns out again, because I think I'll actually go into my iPad and, you know, write this out or make the typography for this there, because I think that might look better. I think that it looks kind of cool, but I think it's just easier for me to maneuver with the actual like pen, like the Apple pen, like Apple Pencil, because I'm using a mouse pad, not even a mouse pad, I mean a touchpad. So it's like this is literally my finger trying to write this out, and I feel like I'm not doing a bad job, but I feel like it could maybe be a little bit better. So you know what, we'll leave this as an option, but I might actually go into my iPad and do this, because I think that might work even better. Anyways, I'm actually going to speed this up, because I don't know if you actually want to watch me do the whole process like this, because that would take a while, but I'm going to speed this up for you guys, because I think you kind of get the idea of my inspiration with the bronze and the pyramid and all of that. So let's speed this up.